hello. I thought I would do a little get ready with me, because obviously I'm getting ready to go and pick Zack up. Sorry, just adjusting my eye. I'm not going to do like loads of makeup, but yeah, this vlog is already really long, but most of it's just me being an emotional mess, so I feel like I might delete most of it and like replace it with this instead, because this is a bit more happy and better to watch. Because literally I uploaded my vlog to my laptop last night, just to clear up some phone storage, and I'm pretty sure I cry in every video clip, and I'm not even joking. There's one where I don't actually when I'm laughing, but yeah, it's a bit of a mess. So I'll add this back to be a bit more positive for everyone in the world. The only thing is I don't want this to be like 15 minutes because that's meant to be the length of my vlog. So I'm using the Revolution Reloaded Iconic Vitality palette. Why has it got so many names? Oh, just got a text from Zack. Should probably read that. Oh, that came out a lot darker than I was intending for it to. This is interesting. I'm using a lighter shade in the palette that I usually just use as like a, not as a base because it is pigmented, but last time I used this palette I obviously haven't washed. Oh great, I've just stuck my nail in it. I obviously haven't washed my brushes, but I was going to do the same colours today anyway, so oh well, saves me time. A bit rank that in it. You can tell I'm not like a beauty influencer, although I do really like beauty and I have done posted videos on it before, but it's not my main topic because I'm not. Just put myself in the air. Oh, for God's sake, now I've got eyeshadow on my forehead. Do you know what? I said, oh, I'm not a beauty influencer because I'm not very good at it. It usually doesn't go this wrong. Zack's in, just got into Paddington. He needs to walk to London Euston, which obviously isn't far. And then he needs to get on the train to here. The train to here is either, there's two, and one of them takes an hour and 15 and the other one takes 2 hours. So kind of hoping he gets the an hour and 15 one, but then at the same time that would mean that I've got to be in the station in like an hour and a half, which, look at the state of me. I'm really nervous, which I feel so weird saying, and like I haven't really been saying to people because I don't want them to think like, oh, what are you nervous for, like he's your fiance. I'm not nervous that like about us, I just feel nervous because I haven't seen him in ages, like, and a lot has happened. Like, a relationship is very different when you haven't seen each other for 4 months. Not like it's changed, but like you have a different type of relationship. You settle into what you're used to, and then when all that changes you have to create something new, and not a new relationship but just a new way of going about it. And like, you're still the same people in the same relationship, but it is just different. I don't know how to explain it, but you just like, you've just got to, you have to adapt, because if you try too hard to not adapt and to cling on to how you've always been, that's when things start going wrong, because that can't happen. Like, Zack's been at the other side of the world. I'm used to seeing him most weekends. Like, yes, there's times when I can't, of course there is, but most of the time I do see him on a weekend. So because I haven't been seeing him on a weekend, okay, my phone's really winding me up now because I was getting in my flow. I was in the middle of like a bit of a rant, well not a rant, but like a deep chat. So yeah, it does change. And it doesn't mean that you can't ever be how you were before, but then in the same breath you probably don't want to be how you were before, because you learn and you grow and like time apart. I hate the saying like, oh, distance makes the heart grow fonder, because I just think that's just such a cheesy saying. But like, it's not even about the heart growing fonder. You get to know yourself more when you're apart. You get to know the other person more, in a different way. And so yeah, you don't want it to go back to how it used to be, because you've progressed, if anything. This was what I was saying in my blog post about not just living in limbo, because the first time that Zack went away I did that. I just kind of put my life on hold, and then when he came back it was just so strange, because I was like, I want to go back to the life that we had before, but you can't. You've changed from that process, and it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing to change. In 4 months most people change, but it's just that you probably don't notice it because you're getting on with your life and you're just like changing and evolving. Whereas when you haven't seen someone for 4 months, you notice it more, because obviously like you haven't seen them and then you see them, so like the last memory you've got of them can be different to the men that you've got now. But you don't want to just live in a limbo and just be like, oh, nothing's going to change, we're going to come back and be exactly as we were, because you want to come back and be better than you were. Like, no matter how hard it is, that should, if you want to make something like a relationship like this work, no matter how hard it is, that's got to be what you learn from, and that's got to be the time that. And like, relationships like this aren't forever, and I don't mean like as in the relationship's not going to last forever. I mean like the distance isn't going to be forever. If you want a future with that person, there is an end point. There's a point when you're going to move in together or move your lives together, and you are going to become that union eventually. So while ever you've got to wait, even though it's frustrating, you've just got to evolve yourself and just work on yourself. It's the same like with being single. Like, I've got friends that are single, and rather than being like, oh, I'm single, and like moping about it, they're just using the time to focus on themselves. And that doesn't mean that that you can't do it with the other person there, because you can, but it means that you've just got extra time to. Like, I've been, for instance, working really hard for uni. I've been focusing on that. I've been doing a lot more shifts at work that I wouldn't usually take on, different kinds of shifts, and all of that at the end of it is going to be things that I can show for. I'm going to be able to show for my degree. I'm going to be able to show for the fact that I've done different types of shift at work, and they're just like silly like things that I can like sort of like tell you. But I also have like developed as a person, and I know that Zack has too, and you don't have to be apart to do that. But well, if you've got to be apart, just use the time to do it. Like, there's literally no better time. So yeah, that's my bit of a rant. There's nothing worse than being a long distance relationship a zombie. No one wants that. Don't put your life on hold like that. Don't put 4 months of your life on hold where you're just waiting around for somebody. Like, it sounds mean. And when Zack first started going away, I did that because I thought that's what I was supposed to do. I thought that was the like romantic notion of it. I thought that doing that was romantic, but it's not healthy. It's not healthy for you as a person. Like, I'm not saying, I don't want this to come across wrong and be like, oh, she's saying that you shouldn't act like you're in a relationship, because that's not what I'm saying at all. Like, I speak to Zack all the time. Like, he's very much still a big part of my life, even when he's not here. But, like, for instance, when he first went away, I was a proper zombie. I did not do anything, plan anything. I prioritised him. And you do have to prioritise each other, otherwise you probably won't speak to each other. But I prioritised him to the point where I was like, I don't know if I'm hearing from him tonight, but I can't do anything just in case. And by do something, I just mean like watch a film, or like go to my nan's house. Like, I literally was like, no, I need to be on like high alert all the time, and it's so exhausting. You can't live like that. You can't live your life like that. It's just not normal. Like, it's just not It's not good for anyone. It's also just not fair on you or even on the person, because if you're living your life like that, then you're probably like expecting a lot from them too. Like, they need to live their life as well. So like, even though Zack's been away, like he's I don't want to say been out because that's not really the right word, because you can't really go out where he is, but he's been going to things and doing things like with the friends that he's made there, and like, that's a good thing. I don't want him to be sat around waiting for me for 4 months, or waiting to come home for 4 months. I don't want him to be hating his life. Even if he's not enjoying it, I want him to have times where he does enjoy, where he enjoys being with his friends, and that's just normal life. The first time that he went away, he kind of was a zombie, but he also only got like a certain amount where he could actually speak to me a night. So he was a zombie for that time, but I'm pretty sure for the rest of the time he probably was not getting on with his life, because that sounds a bit mean, but like just doing other things. And like, I know that he made good friends there and stuff, because he still speaks to some of the friends now, whereas I didn't do anything. Like, for instance, I remember to this day going to the theatre, and I planned to go to the theatre. Zack wasn't meant to be able to speak to me. He was meant to be like without a phone. And so yeah, I went to the theatre, and then this was right at the beginning, so this is like probably the only thing I did while he was away. And he was away for 6 weeks, and I came out of the theatre and realised that he'd had his phone, and that he texted me, but that he had to give it back like as well. So basically I'd missed an opportunity to speak to him, and I just remember feeling so upset and so sick, and like, I would still be like that now, I'm not gonna lie, but I blamed myself and was like, well, I should have just been waiting around. And he doesn't want that. He doesn't want me to just wait around. That doesn't make it good for anyone. That makes everyone's lives harder, because if you're waiting around for somebody and not doing anything else, then likelihood is that you're probably annoying them as well, because they want to do other things and they don't want to just wait around, because waiting around like that as well makes it go longer. Like, me and Zack have been apart for 4 months now, like I said, 1,000,001 times. And it's been hard, don't get me wrong, but I'd still say that the 6 weeks that we did the first time we were apart were the hardest. And the reason for that is because I just moped around for 6 weeks of my life and just didn't get on with anything, and yeah. It's not nice. Distance is not nice. I don't like it. I don't get on with it. But distance can work if you really want it to. I don't understand people that say they can't. That it can't. It can. Distance especially can work if you've got an end point. That makes it a lot easier. And it can be quite a good time for reflecting, and not like reflecting on your relationship as such, just on yourself and how you're developing and how you're getting on with things, I suppose. Did any of that actually make sense? Because I feel like I knew what I was trying to say, but everything came out wrong. Hope that didn't offend anybody. I feel like I should read some of the messages that I've got while I've been doing this, but we'll leave them for the moment. I'm going to put powder on to bake and then read my messages, and then I'll be back. Okay, did miss the first strain, like I thought. But that's fine. It just means that I've got longer to get ready, because If he hadn't, then he would be here in an hour. And I'm currently not very ready at all. In fact, quite far from being. So yeah, I'm excited though. He'll get here about 12:30, so I'm gonna obviously drive and pick him up because it's his car, so it'd be a bit mean to make him get a taxi or whatever. Then I've got to drive back as well, which I'm actually nervous about because it's not far, but I get nervous for a start every time that I drive just because I'm still a new driver, I'm still learning, and yeah, I just get nervous about it. And then obviously I've got to drive with Zack in the car, in his car, and I'm going to be excited because I won't have seen him. So yeah, I need to to be able to calm myself down. I said to him, oh, can't you drive back to yours? It's not far, like I said. It's just that I really don't want to. He was like, I've been travelling for like 24 hours. Like, yeah, no, but still. Has been over 24 hours. He set off at 5 AM yesterday. So yeah. Oh, I'm so happy that he's in England and that he's here and that we get to go to our hotel in Birmingham on Friday, because I was so worried that we were going to miss that. And yeah, everything worked out okay. Okay, so I'm ready. Thank you for watching this weird little video. If you did, it was going to be part of my vlog, but I decided just to make its own video because otherwise I'd be cutting loads out of my vlog and loads out of that, and it just didn't make sense. So thank you for watching. Like and subscribe if you want it. If you don't, I don't blame you, and I'll see you next time.